Caitlin Clark comes back and wins FIBA qualifier MVP. While all the other players are staying fresh, staying in the groove, going down.
Take a close look at the gold medals that adorn their necks. You are being deceived by them. Because of their seasoned leadership, Team USA did not win the FIA World Cup. They won it in order to conceal the largest corporate takeover in women's basketball history. And this box score contains the unquestionable proof. Greetings from WNBA Pro again. We're going to reveal something today that will change your perspective on this entire sport forever, so please lock the doors, turn off your notifications, and give me your full attention. The mainstream media is making a valiant effort to sell you a fairy story. They want you to cheer courteously when you see the final score of 84-70 against Spain. You are not a casual fan, yet they want you to follow the corporate narrative mindlessly. You work as an operator. Additionally, operators are proficient in tape reading. Today, we are not anticipating a resounding triumph. We are witnessing a real-time, internationally broadcast corporate crime scene that is being choreographed by a panicked elite that is frantically trying to hold onto its own relevance. Don't be fooled by the phony smiles on the podium. When confronted with a serious, highly disciplined European threat in Spain, the coaching staff of Team USA, directly influenced by a severely insecure locker room, carried out the most shameful tactical move in modern basketball history. The American brain trust lost all composure. Rather than using the deadliest weapon in the sport's history, instead of handing the keys to the undisputed CEO of the entire basketball ecosystem, they violently bent the knee. In a gold medal match, Caitlin Clark was benched. It's not even the worst part, though. Their institutional sabotage is so much more profound. They performed the unimaginable when they eventually let her onto the hardwood. She was used as a power forward. I need to come to terms with that terrible fact. We are discussing the world's best perimeter playmaker, a generational offensive architect with the exceptional processing speed to fully control space and time. And the coaching staff deliberately chose to play her completely out of place in their boundless, corrupt wisdom. They reduced the offense's ultimate CEO to the position of a passive minimum contract screener. They made the world's most deadly menace physically defend a gigantic 6 feet 4 inches Spanish post player. Do you realize how much obvious corporate sabotage is needed in this situation? This coaching change was not benign. This mandate was very political. They put her in an unfeasible, physically taxing mismatch on purpose. For a single, dark purpose, they made her use enormous amounts of her physical energy in vicious post-up battles in order to artificially reduce her offensive output. They deliberately made the decision to jeopardize the national team's overall defensive integrity. They were so afraid of having her lead the offense that they ran the risk of losing the gold medal. But what happens if you take your billion-dollar franchise player's basketball away from him? It was completely humiliating and had an immediate cost. The American assault fell straight into the oppressive Spanish trap after losing its main pace-pushing spark. The basketball continued to stick. The half-court sets were incredibly slow, predictable, and prone to interruptions. The coaching staff gave Chelsea Gray the main ball-handling duties after caving into the locker room's political pressure. They gave her the raw, mathematically harsh return on that enormous business investment together with an astounding 26 minutes of highly protected floor time. For assists, 8 points, and 4 disastrous turnovers. In the extremely inefficient world of elite professional basketball, that 1-to-1 ratio is mathematically fatal. The epitome of complete offensive bankruptcy is operating as a starting point guard at a 1-to-1 ratio. It indicates that you are actively losing important items. It indicates that you are violently losing money on a worldwide scale. Because they were afraid of the alternative, the establishment purposefully picked extreme inefficiency. They made it possible for established players like Kelsey Plum and Kalia Copper to aggressively control the half-court sets. They opted for self-serving isolation moves over all team concepts. Why? Why would they jeopardize a championship in order to boost their own numbers? It's a multi-billion-dollar secret. Additionally, it involves the largest boardroom extortion in the sport's history. However, we must first reveal the utter frailty of their politics in the locker room. Caitlin Clark completely and utterly dominated the mathematical reality of the tournament and the global market, completely avoiding their toxic locker room politics and delivering the ultimate humiliating slap in the face to the WNBA establishment despite being maliciously played completely out of position and visibly starved of the basketball by her own teammates. The FIA World Cup MVP award has been formally given to Caitlin Clark. Right now, I need that paradigm-shifting reality to become deeply ingrained in your mind. FIBA is an impartial global regulatory organization. Politics in the WNBA locker room don't concern them. They don't give a damn who gets offended. All that matters to them is pure, unadulterated, extremely effective kinetic production. Additionally, the International Voting Committee crowned the indisputable chief executive officer after looking at the raw statistics and ignoring the veterans' self-centered isolation basketball. To what extent did she dominate? To what extent did she reveal the methods of suppression used by the establishment? The sheer ridiculousness of these figures will astound you. Well, let's have a look. First place in terms of points, assists, 2-point shooting percentage, plus minus, and 2-point field goals. Take a listen to that statistical carnage. First spot in terms of scoring, assists, and plus minus. However, I need you to give the most horrifying statistic of all, the top 2-point field goal percentage, your whole attention. With a blistering 52% from the field, this 24-year-old perimeter guard, a man the establishment fervently denies has a mid-range game, completely outscored enormous, well-compensated legacy centers. For the seasoned front court, it is a complete and utter mathematical humiliation. Right now, social media algorithms are collapsing. Today, the legacy players' incredibly resentful and naive fan communities are crying uncontrollably. They're actively using the internet, having enormous online outbursts, and even threatening to boycott the WNBA entirely. Because they are unable to comprehend a situation in which the objective numbers support the player they have been frantically attempting to undermine over the past 2 years, they are branding the FIA organization with abhorrent, politically laden keywords like plantationist. In order to save their feelings, they are requesting that athletes like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi miraculously step in and change the international basketball hierarchy. However, the hardwood's objective mathematical reality is indifferent to your emotions. However, neither the basketball court nor social media were the sites of the day's most dramatic, completely paradigm-shifting news. It took place behind the closed, heavily guarded mahogany doors of the New York City Longam Hotel. A major, unprecedented corporate surrender occurred just as the FIA MVP decision sent shockwaves through the world's sports market. The deadlock over the WNBA collective bargaining agreement has finally ended.
Keep those people on threads away from me. After a prolonged labor battle, the WNBA and WNBA Players Association reached a verbal agreement on the terms of a new collective bargaining agreement early Wednesday, just 51 days before the league's 30th season is set to tip off. Quote, "The progress made in these discussions marks a transformative step forward for players."
I want you to fully understand how catastrophically large this particular timeline is. Just 51 days before the 30th season is scheduled to begin, the WNBA and the Players Association reached a verbal deal following a protracted, extremely contentious, and widely reported labor dispute that threatened to ruin the most anticipated season in women's sports history. Why? After weeks of fierce, unyielding boardroom battle, why did they abruptly give in? I'll explain why in detail. Because the billionaire owners looked at the FIBA MVP announcement. They examined the enormous, indisputable worldwide television ratings that Caitlin Clark alone produced, as well as the utterly shameful, statistically minuscule audience figures of the season, unparalleled league. And the billionaires realized they hold absolutely all of the leverage. They completely called the bluff of the players' union. The union threatened a massive lockout. They demanded a massive 50% cut of the gross revenue. They demanded to be treated like equal business partners. But the owners knew with absolute mathematical certainty that the legacy veterans possess absolutely zero standalone market value. The entire financial infrastructure of women's basketball, the massive new television deals, the private charter flights, the sold-out arenas is actively completely subsidized by the Caitlin Clark stimulus package. The players' union absolutely stood on business. The company they were standing on was completely constructed by the gravitational pull of number 22, despite the fact that they had negotiated an incredible deal. The irony is more substantial than a bank vault. These are the same veterans that publicly tried to lessen her influence, sent subliminal messages, and committed hard fouls throughout the entire previous season. Her arrival infuriated them. They resisted the media attention she received. In the FIA championship game, they deliberately undermined her. However, they gladly used every dollar she made to protect their own financial prospects when it came time to negotiate the collective bargaining agreement. And what a prosperous future it is. The specifics are astounding. According to reports, the league's average wage will rise to more than $500,000 or $500,000 as a result of the salary ceiling increase. They made the rich owners pay the rent on their apartments and obtained assurances of professional standards. However, one particular statement at the press conference fully revealed the fundamental reason why this negotiation went so painfully long, despite the festivities and business jargon.
This is Alicia Clark. What we just accomplished is going to change the lives of so many players, Clark said. We got you the best houses that they're going to pay for. And speaking from experience, players like me are going to be the ones that I think feel it the most. Yeah, the players on their way out? Yeah, that's why it's taking so long. That's why it's been taking so long, because old players...
Pay close attention as season forward Alicia Clark shares the whole truth. Based on my personal experience, I believe that gamers like me will be the ones that experience it the most. Veterans facing the end of their professional careers, players like her, and players nearing retirement. The negotiations were pushed into the 11th hour for just this reason. The league's most seasoned players were aware that this was their final opportunity to earn a sizable payout before they retired. They were so desperate for the Caitlin Clark money to reach their bank accounts before they hung up their sneakers that they were prepared to hold the entire 2026 season hostage. The younger players just wanted to get on the court and take advantage of the sport's unparalleled momentum, but they were the ones delaying the process by demanding rapid, aggressive revenue sharing. The business dynamic is utterly brutal. After moaning about the rookie for a year, the veterans secured the bag on the newcomer's back. However, even with a verbal agreement in place, the WNBA front offices will face an unprecedented level of logistical upheaval over the following 51 days. A verbal agreement is not a contract that has been ratified. The WNBA Board of Governors and the massive players' union still need to complete, vote on, and approve the official term sheet. The WNBA schedule is quickly imploding on itself while the attorneys quarrel over punctuation. A two-team expansion draft for Portland and Toronto is imminent for the league. The opening of free agency for more than 100 professional players is the ultimate logistical headache, while the collegiate draft is set for April 13th. Nearly all of the WNBA's biggest stars are currently free agents because they chose not to participate in the previous CBA. Because the financial regulations of the game were non-existent, general managers have been sitting on their hands for months, completely unable to construct their rosters. The WNBA will go through the most turbulent, violent, and explosive free agency period ever when this arrangement is approved. There will be intense competition among general managers to outbid one another. Players will be rushing to sign those enormous new contracts of $500,000. In a few days, teams will be entirely destroyed and rebuilt. Additionally, Caitlin Clark's outstanding, historic international performance is a loud warning to the Indiana Fever front staff.
Next season could get very dark for the rest of the league. Could get very dark for the rest of the league. Amber Cox and Kelly Crosswell got to put an actual team around her, a team that will play to her play style. Got to do that. Can't bring in some old veterans who think that they're going to go for the MVP this year. We got to bring in some role players that know their role. Shout out to The Rock. Know your role.
Pay attention to what is being spoken here, the entire truth. The creators of the Indiana Fever brand, Amber Cox and Kelly Crossgoff, have an amazing, unparalleled task ahead of them. They are poised for the most significant free agency period in WNBA history, and they have the best offensive engine in the sport's history. They can't afford to make a mistake. They can't afford to hire conceited veterans who think it's their turn to make shots. They can't afford to sign players who need the ball in their hands for 14 seconds of the shot clock in order to feel involved in the offense or who demand solitary post-ups. It's really easy to construct a dynasty around Caitlin Clark, but the general manager must be very brutal. A squad of highly specialized role players must be assembled. Rim-running bigs with the ability to catch 50-foot transition passes and set brick wall screens are essential. When the defense eventually collapses on the logo, you need excellent, switchable perimeter defenders who can make wide-open corner threes. Players who are aware of their roles and keep their tongues quiet are essential. The Indiana Fever executive office is engaging in basketball malpractice if they try to placate the veteran hierarchy by signing proven players who don't fit Clark's tempo. They must continuously watch this FIA tape. They must understand that the game of basketball becomes an entirely unguardable mathematical equation when you surround Caitlin Clark with players who are willing to run the floor and complete the plays she generates out of thin air. Officially, the WNBA has weathered the storm. Despite facing the prospect of a canceled season, they were able to negotiate a historic and revolutionary labor agreement. The veterans received the funds they had requested. The owners obtained the labor component required to carry out their broadcast contracts worth billions of dollars. Additionally, Caitlin Clark has come back from the lab. She has dominated the world stage, winning the FIA MVP award and demonstrating that no defense in the world can stop her generational playmaking. Officially, the stage is set. There is a clock on the Indiana Fever. The 2026 WNBA season is expected to be the most closely watched, intensely reported, and mathematically dominant event in women's basketball history. I appreciate you being here with me on WNBA Pro today as we examine the unadulterated reality of the basketball industry. The created narratives are not acceptable to us. We don't overlook the establishment's hypocrisy. And the unquestionable reality of the box score and the boardroom will always come first. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit like on this video if you want the most brutal, critical, and unyielding basketball programming available online. Tell me in the space provided for comments below. Do you believe that the seasoned players owe Caitlin Clark a huge thank you card in secret for getting their average pay of $500,000? In order to assemble the ultimate championship roster, who do you believe the Indiana Fever should target during this tumultuous free agency period? I'll see you in the upcoming breakdown. The revolution is only getting started, and the week will be completely left behind, so don't even think about blinking.